Hi there. The Birdsnathcer in the Spanish is not a technically sound trap, but it's great stuff nonetheless. After e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, the Spanish with bishop b5, black tries the bird variation knight d4. White's best shot is to exchange on d4, and that's exactly what he does. Knight takes d4, e takes d4. White to move. White here chooses to redeploy the bishop on b5 to a different diagonal on c4, because on b5 that bishop is going to get kicked away very shortly by either a6 or c6. So bishop c4 was played. Black continues with knight f6, hitting the pawn on e4, and an aggressive approach by white, e5, kicking at the knight. But black counter threats here with d5, a type of move we see quite often in the Scotch gambit. Both minor pieces are being threatened by pawns. The bishop retreats to b3, and now bishop g4 by black. This is in fact a losing move. It looks decent, it's hitting the queen, but white here is winning, but has to tread extremely carefully in order to realize that advantage. Black also has chances here, so bishop g4 hits the queen, forcing f3, and now knight e4. This was the idea of black's last move. That knight is immune from capture because the bishop is going to take the queen. So white here castles, and black opens lines with the move d3. The reason for this move is to free up that diagonal where the bishop from f8 will soon be joining in the attack. White's best move here is undoubtedly queen to e1. Let's have a look at that. Queen e1, just putting more support on the f2 square, and black really doesn't have too much. However, if black is greedy and gobbles up that bishop now on g4, then there's a lot of trouble ahead with bishop c5 check. And after king h1, black has no intention of invading on f2 and just winning the exchange. But there's more at stake here with the move knight g3. This is winning for black. Knight g3 check, forcing the capture of the knight on g3. And black continues with queen g5. The threat here is queen h6, checkmate. Well, the only move white has, and it looks pretty decent, is rook to f5. Threatening the queen, and if queen plays h6, then we're going to have rook h5. White seems to be doing okay. So after rook f5, great try now by black, h5. The idea being that if white plays rook takes g5, h takes g4 is going to be mate after rook h5, rook takes h5. So black has just played h5. White has to capture, g takes h5. Queen takes the rook now on f5. The threat is rook takes on h5, queen takes h5, and queen takes h5 with mate. So g4 the only move. Rook takes on h5, a sacrifice. White has to capture. And queen to e4. The threat being queen h4, checkmate. Also pinning the pawn on g2, so g2 to g4 is illegal. Queen f3 the only move for white, but it's going to be mate now after queen h4 check. Queen interposes on h3. Queen on the diagonal to e1. Check. King h2, and now we have a nice mating theme. Bishop g1 check, forcing the king into the corner, king h1, and then after bishop f2 discover check, king h2, and queen g1 checkmate. Well, that's great entertaining stuff. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. This has been the Birdsnathcer trap in the Spanish. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.